over, you can get great results with a few key changes. So here with easy ways to elevate your space, please welcome designer Victoria Tonelli. So Victoria is actually one of the experts involved with the 10th season of the Cityline Weight Loss Challenge, and you are making over spaces for each of the 4 women involved in the challenge because you know, part of it is psychological. You want to have that space either for calmness or that space that's going to allow you to thrive in life, right?
Totally, yeah. We did site visits all this week. I kind of went to see all the homes in person. There's so much potential, but there's so much that we can do for them, and they're just so excited, which is what makes everything worthwhile. So I'm so excited to get my hands on them.
Well, we love seeing where you have come from because you have been involved in so many of the projects with the Property Brothers, actually more than 60 projects. And we have pictures of you. We love the Property Brothers, right? So lovely. And also, you got some celeb clients. We see you hanging out with William Shatner.
That was fun.
And Russell Peters, comedian Russell Peters.
Yeah, that was super fun, too.
Was it fun?
Oh, my gosh, he's so funny.
So they're not divas?
They're not divas, and honestly, what we did with those spaces was pretty much cosmetic. So it was kind of just showing what you could do really quickly to really elevate a space, which is kind of what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that's kind of what we're talking about in terms of how to make your space look the best it can be.
Right.
And so for this particular vignette, I think the first thing, if anyone asks me, you know, how to make something feel a little bit more sophisticated, I always say trim.
Okay.
So, and it doesn't have to break the bank. So here we worked with a company called Trim King, and we have a photo of what it looked like before they even got their hands on it. So just a blank wall.
Yeah.
Then we got them to come in. What they did is you can just take a picture of your space. You send them the measurements. And then they send you within 24 hours all these different options of what trim you can come up with. So we did a bit of an Art Deco situation here.
That's gorgeous.
And it's so quick. They come with everything all pre-cut. They did this in, I think, 2 hours, and it's under $1,000. So it's really great way to elevate your space. I think this looks great, but even like the simplest of trim, I think could do wonders. Here we have just a quick example. So adding crown, for example, in a space is great, but in a condo, I always see these 3-inch baseboards, and they really make me cringe.
I know, you want it to be heftier,
They never need to be 3 inches, even 4 inches. I always say go chunkier.
Yeah.
So if you just add an applied piece of molding, and they do this too, to here and do it whatever kind of length that you want.
Yeah.
And then watch this.
Ooh.
Right? So that's a statement. And it just kind of looks, instead of ripping out all your baseboard, you can kind of get this chunky look for so much less.
Yes.
So
very high impact, and it's like it's an easy thing, especially when you have a company that can come in and do it for a good amount of money.
Yeah.
Let's talk about painting it out. We all know you can rely on paint, and that's going to make a big difference.
And you want to break the bank for that.
Yes.
So here we painted everything out in Benjamin Moore's Intense White, which is my go-to white. I am not a super fan anymore of the accent wall of painting, you know, the back wall black and everything else white, just because I feel like it doesn't feel cohesive. So doing this with the trim and painting everything out the same color, I think makes the ceilings look so much higher and everything look a lot more cohesive. So
100%.
Always paint.
I love it, and it's like it's stark, but it makes a good big impact. How about changing it out? What should we be swapping out?
Yeah, so I should mention too, all this stuff, all the furniture is from LT, and it's so beautiful, but things can wear and tear over time.
Yeah.
So knowing what you need to do to swap it out. So for example, pillows and throws, they're so cost effective. There's no reason to have pilled or stained pillows or throws. So quickly swapping those out, keeping the inserts. So I have a pink pillow over there if you want to swap it in, and just showing how quick these accessories can all of a sudden this feels so much more feminine.
It's the little things you do to your space, and then you walk in your room and you're like, oh, I like my house even more.
Yes, and for spring to freshen it up, it just kind of gives it a whole new life.
Very nice.
So really play with those accessories. I mean, if there's stains on your couch, for example, cover them up. Don't leave them on display. Put a throw over them, put a beautiful pillow. Right?
You know who she's talking about right now. You know who you are. It happens. We're living, right? You live in your homes and it happens. But what I love about you is you're saying, you know, don't get a new sofa, do this.
Yes. Exactly.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, next, let's talk about light. We know lighting is so important.
And it's probably the oldest trick in the book to really make a space feel alive. So I always say add as much as natural light as you can.
Yeah.
So for me, this is from my bedroom at home, is that I had these really dark panels, and I always had them shut because I wanted privacy. But when I opened them, everything felt like super bright and airy, but I was fully on display all the time. So I'm like, no. So just adding a double rod. So this is from IKEA.
Yeah.
So adding this double rod and adding the shears, you're so much more inclined to open those draperies up and have these shears let all the light through.
Yeah.
Layered lighting, if natural light's not an option, you know, like this lamp,
gorgeous.
that lamp. This, I'm a really huge fan of it. I'm super proud of this idea, so don't rain on my parade, anyone. But this is just candles. So I think that fireplaces can really elevate a space.
Me too.
I don't have one in my condo. So I have this situation, which is just a bunch of pillar candles. You light them up, it kind of sets the mood. All these kind of drip down. It's so beautiful when it's all lit up. Great for date night.
Yeah.
It just kind of sets the ambiance and makes the room feel a lot more versatile.
I would not rain on that parade.
Right?
I
like it.
It's like your own little condo fireplace, right?
Exactly. It's not exactly the same, but it's pretty close.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that. So all of the layered lighting is important. Letting the outdoors in is important, you say.
So I'm going to show you this plant back here. I'm not a huge fan of the small little plants everywhere. Like, I don't love the jungle look.
Yes.
But I do love this. One big statement.
Gorgeous.
It doesn't take a lot of maintenance. Even adding flowers, you know, to your coffee table, but also taking that extra step of finishing it off. Yeah. So here in that plant, if you see all those little stones, at first we just had dirt in there, and I'm like, it doesn't look finished.
Right.
So just adding these stones, we got these from Amazon.
Yeah.
Just put those on top, and it kind of just looks a lot more finished, brings light into the space, and it gives that pop of green.
You can get everything on Amazon. This is amazing.
Yeah.
They're going to send stones to your house. It's awesome. Okay, let's talk about styling, because that's something that we can always learn more from with the experts.
And that's kind of the final step that shouldn't be underestimated.
Yes.
This is where your personality can kind of go into the space and kind of make your space look magazine worthy.
Yes.
So having those little accessories, like actually styling your coffee table, it's not just meant for your remote. You know, so like actually put stuff on your coffee table that means something to you, and that will kind of finish off the whole look. Same with pillows and throws.
Yes.
Layer your space and finish it off, and then it will look the best it can be.
I think it looks phenomenal. You have not broken the bank, and the space looks incredible. Victoria, thank you.